In this episode, we'll be laying out the ground rules of this series. So first, and the main one is this series won't stop until we win the national championship with the Tulane Green Wave. Our coach is Matt Forte. He's a new build, and uh, it gives you 150 points to start off with. So I'll show you guys what I got him with, or used him for. So these are all like pretty decent boosts. So most of these will give me extra dynasty points later, and then this one will help with recruiting with NIL. However, um, recruiting is going to be a challenge anyway, mainly because there's a very few even 3 stars that want to come to the school. So it's going to take a while before this team gets good. So it should be a challenge for sure. Now, this is definitely the worst part about this team because our roster is because our blueprint, we have a lot of unspent dynasty points, which is good because it will help with recruiting, and mainly the transfer portal, because the recruits that I'm trying to get don't need NIL, because the players that do need NIL, we don't have a chance for, since we're terrible. And how terrible are we? Well, let's see. So let's just start off with the roster, right? We have 6 total players that are boosted to 80 overalls. And we have 5 that are actually 80 overalls. Of those 5, 3 of them don't want to be here anymore, including our only hope, this guy, Jamari McClure. He pretty much the best player on the roster by far, and he's our only player that's like this is our best underclassman besides him. He's a 77, right? So that's just not a great start. This guy is pretty fast, but he can't actually accurately throw a football, which is kind of a problem if you're going to play quarterback. This guy is pretty much the exact opposite, so that'll be interesting. And then this freshman is just terrible. But McClure, I don't know how to say his name, but he's actually good, like really good. So I'd love to keep him around, which his deal breaker is playing style, which means he'll transfer if we don't fit his style of football that he wants to play, which is fine for this year because we're not going to win the title anyway. And now the receivers are actually pretty good. Again, most of them don't want to be here either, which is not good. But they're pretty decent. These 2 guys are older for sure. This guy's probably gonna leave just because our conferences are, well, I don't know. It depends how we play, but I doubt we'll get to a B minus. Well, we have to finish in the top 25 pretty much to get a B minus, which is possible, but not very likely. Our tight ends or whatever. Now this is where it gets pretty bad. On the offensive line, we only have 2 dudes that are over 70 overall, and one of them's a senior. So, that's pretty much our big problem, especially with a running back that wants us to run the football a lot. He will pretty much not have an offensive line blocking for him. It'll be like Genty on the Raiders last year. Our edges are young, I think. Well, some of them, which is good, and at least they'll have time to develop. So, though they won't be great this year, eventually they'll be all right. D tackle is our best position by far. We pretty much 2 of our best players are at D tackle, so that's good. Now, before I go to Sam, I want you guys to think about how many players are going to be at this position. Yeah, that's right. We don't have a Sam linebacker on our whole roster. That is pretty much sums up how bad this football team is. A lot of Mikes and a couple Wills. We have no Sam linebacker. So looks like some people are going to be playing out of position. And the rest of our team, secondary is fine. It's pretty average. Our safeties are okay. But we don't have a lot of younger classmen that are good at all. And we're not even that good right now. So pretty much we're going to rely on the run game a lot this year, mainly because that's what our quarterback and halfback do the best. But our offensive line is not good enough to be able to run the football consistently. So we'll pretty much have to see what happens. I think we're going to play a lot of pistol out of the Wyoming playbook. Guess what? I think. Um, Now let's look at the recruiting, which is pretty much the most important part of this. And my goal is to find a lot of gems, and I don't think I found a single gem on our whole team. But I spent all of our scouting hours, so I can't really do anything about that. The best players on here are going to be our quarterbacks, okay? We're looking for good ones. This guy should be these are like our only 3 stars on the roster. I didn't have enough to scout him, but these two both look pretty solid to start with, actually. This guy can throw a deep ball, which is nice, and they're both pretty speedy, which will complement our running back well. Now, if, which is very likely, our running back does decide to transfer, we're going to look at Jason Killebrew as our next best option. With some other running backs to back him up. Now, these guys I thought we're gonna be good, but they're not that good. He's a speedster at 88 speed, so that just shows you like we're in the we're in the slums here. Now, pretty much, we got a couple offensive linemen that should be pretty decent. We'll look to recruit because that is probably the biggest hole on our team. And then outside linebacker, we're pretty much doing this by committee. So our goal is that hopefully some of these guys are halfway decent. Didn't recruit any secondary except for strong safety, which is gonna be fine. I think our secondary is like pretty good and pretty young. So we also have like a 10 corners or something. So that's not the number one priority for next year. So and then I'll go through the schedule and also spend some more coaching stuff in recruiting because that's the only way we're gonna get better long term. So yeah, last year we were good, but we don't have any of those players, and the old Tulane coach left for the SEC, so and took all of the good players with him. I think it's the SEC. I don't know where he went, but I think it's a power four school. Um, so yeah, we start with North Dakota State, which should be a win. I mean, they never. This is their first year in the game, so I honestly scheduled them just because I wanted to see their stadium. This game will probably be our hardest game of the year, except maybe Army. Um, but yeah, our conference is not that good. So honestly, I mean, the goal is to win the conference. I think we have probably one of the most talented players in the conference at halfback, which is always helpful. But besides that, we don't really have a good team around him. So we're gonna have to really like no games are easy wins. You know, we're not good enough to have that. So I'll be interested to see how this team performs in week one. Probably have a video of week one out tomorrow, maybe. But overall, it's going to be a grind. It's no other real way to put it. But yeah. Oh, and I'm only controlling the offensive side of the ball except for 10 plays a game on defense because my coach is offensive minded. I mean, he played running back in the NFL. But also, I feel like that makes it a little more important on how, like, the roster is built, especially defensively, which should be good. But also the 10 plays will allow me to like jump in and make an impact on defense still, while also like not sitting there for 40 minutes to play every game. All right. Yeah, excited to see what happens with the Green Wave this season. So hopefully it's good.